All right, Shalom. I want to start by saying, HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Israel, aka the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach his truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, I came across something on Instagram, so it's from the page of End Time Headlines, and he basically used a report from Yahoo Finance, but so basically as a precursor to what I'm about to talk about, because this guy Elon Musk has been very vocal about how the coming of a new financial system. All right, so basically, like, he's the same guy that was talking about there's gonna be no need to save money in the future. He's the guy talking about universal basic income. So this guy in particular has been talking about a lot of things that's going to lead to the new financial system, which is ultimately the beast system, and ultimately what's going to come about that is the mark of the beast, which ties into Revelation, the 13th chapter. And he's basically declaring that when it says in Revelation 13 and 16, when it says he causeth, and that word causeth, I think it said poeo, and it makes it mean to constitute something, to appoint, to make one do something. So they're appointing, and he's declaring that in the future there's going to be no cash. There's like all of what we know of this current financial system that we have is going to be totally wiped out. There's going to be no more jobs. So like this, and this all ties into prophecy, because why? It's the Lord's will, and this is how the Lord is having these devils bring about that cause. All right, so I'm gonna get right into this article. So it says, now this is from today. It says Elon Musk reveals X money may launch soon, fueling crypto speculation, claims mass and energy will replace US dollar as future currency. So they're going to keep talking about replacing the US dollar, the devaluing of the dollar, a cashless society. Well, this is how they're going about it. And they moving real quick with it. All right. So it says Elon Musk reveals X money may launch soon, and in Musk we trust. It says Tesla CEO beta mass and energy will replace US dollar through the reports of finance.yahoo.com. And it says in separate Yahoo Finance reports this week, because this article came out today. Well, he posted this today. So it said in separate Yahoo Finance reports this week, Elon Musk offered striking glimpses into the evolving ambitions of his corporate empire, from launching a digital currency called X money. So there you go, digital currency, CBDC, central bank and digital currency, and he's intertwined with all of this shit. He's one of the elites, puppets, and he's one of these little how you call it, like little understudies of the elites, man. And he does the bidding of the elites, just like these entertainers do the bidding of the elites, just like these political figures do the bidding of the elites, just like the very president of the United States, Donald Trump, he does the bidding of the elites. And all of them are doing the bidding. They're doing the bidding of the Heavenly Father, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, and his son. Because who's controlling everything? Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. All right? Because they're doing exactly what the Lord had written many, many, many years ago. It's all coming to pass now, because that's what the point of prophecy is, to say before. All right, but continue on. It says, as part of his vision, I said from digital currency called X Money, it says, as part of his vision for the Everything app platform X, to forecasting a future in which mass and energy, rather than traditional fiat currencies like the US dollar, serve as the backbone of a global economic exchange. So he's talking about getting rid of the dollar, and everything will be replaced with what? A digital currency. And ultimately, a digital currency leads what? To the MOTB micro CHIP. Because this is the same guy, the Neuralink guy, who has people have brain CHIPs in them. Now, it's not the RFID CHIP, but he has people that have CHIPs in that. He's a progenitor of people. His company, Neuralink, is one of the first companies to have people implanted with CHIP technology in their body, brain CHIPs. So why would he not be a guy to have the RFID part? Why won't he be part of that? All right, but anyway, it said during an international XAI all hands presentation in February 2026, Musk revealed that X Money is already undergoing internal testing among users of the X platform. See, these devils moving quick because they know they have but a short time. So they're trying to get this whole new financial system up and running because they about to get the hell out of Dodge soon and go into their bunkers. It says signaling that the social network's long-promised expansion into financial services might finally be arriving. While Musk stopped short of confirming a public release date, his remarks suggest X Money could be poised to compete with established digital payment ecosystems, a strategic move that, if successful, could redefine how users send and receive money online. See, all that stuff with the Fed now? There's digital currency. You see? Digital currency. Digital currency. The RFID is digital technology, but it's gonna be like technology you're gonna get implemented in your body. That's what this is all leading to. It said the same set of Yahoo Finance coverage also highlighted Musk's broader macroeconomic outlook, describing the U.S. dollar as hopeless. Musk projected a future in which value is tied more directly to physical mass and energy, likely a reference to tangible production and the fundamental resources that power industry and technology, rather than to paper currencies that can be inflated or devalued by central bank policy. This unconventional stance aligns with his long-standing rhetorical advocacy for cryptocurrencies and alternative monetary ideas. Now, what's going to be one of those ideas? The CHIP. He already has CHIP technology, the Neuralink. People getting brain CHIPs in their head. So it says Musk's dual focus on digital finance with X Money and a redefined economic value underscores his penchant for blending cutting-edge technology with provocative economic thought. These developments arrive at a time when Musk's influence spans multiple sectors, including electric vehicles with Tesla, space exploration with SpaceX, and artificial intelligence through XAI, and when he continues to vocally shape public discourse on the future of money and innovation. So hold up, man. I gotta bring up that scripture. So as they advance, the ultimate goal clearly is to get a digital currency, and then after that was what? To have the masses have to get it in their body. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16, and it reads, "And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead." So this devil, Elon Musk, he's part of the whole show under the elites to restructure the financial system, which means no more cash. He said the US dollar is hopeless. And this is a so-called rich man who has a lot of dollars. And he's saying that the US dollar is hopeless. You got the whole thing with the BRICS nations. They're going away to where they don't have to use the dollar. The US dollar doesn't have the same weight it once had many years ago. And that no man might buy or sell if he'd have had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Now, this dude, Elon Musk, has, now ironically, he's connected. I don't know about any RFID technology that he fucking with, but he's a guy that has the whole thing with the brain CHIPs for the people with neurological diseases and stuff. Basically, people that's paraplegic or whatever it's called. Causing people to be able to move a computer mouse with their mind through this technology, through this brain CHIP. And they talk about more and more people are going to start to want to get it and going to start to get it. More human trials. And they doing this stuff. This stuff is happening quick. This is all stuff happening within the last couple years. Ever since Trump got in office up until now, the digital push for digital currency, digital everything is being pushed heavy. Free about to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Now, this is not the CHIP yet, but you see how they're getting more and more into the digital, to where the digital currency is going to have to be implanted in your body. And ironically, this guy, Elon Musk, like I said, it's very ironic. This guy, Elon Musk, you're a guy to have people to have brain CHIPs. But anyway, It says investors and analysts are already parsing the implications. A shift toward digital currencies under Musk's umbrella could pressure legacy financial infrastructure, while his belief in value tied to physical assets aligns with views among some economic futurists who favor commodity-backed or resource-based monetary systems. Whether these bold bets will gain broad adoption remains to be seen, but Musk's ability to drive conversation around them is undeniable. So basically, this guy is going to be the guy to convince a lot of these other technocrats, futurists, whatever the fuck you want to call them. He's going to be one of the guys to push this whole new world order agenda with this digital currency, with the CBDC. Because the central banks, they got their hands into the cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrency, also digital currency. And clearly, and it's, hold on, let me find something else real quick. See, hold up. Elon Musk says you won't. Hold on. Oh, see? I even have to see it. Yo, check this out, right? This is from what's this called? AI overview. And Shalaman to the, or dude who was watching. And this is from an AI overview. It says Elon Musk has argued that saving for retirement is becoming irrelevant due to the rapid advancement of AI and robotics, predicting a future of abundance where goods and services are nearly free. And in early 2026, he suggested that within 10 to 20 years, AI-driven productivity will make traditional financial planning unnecessary, as a universal high income may arise. See, universal high income may arise. So this is the plan, and they telling us you're not going to need to have a retirement in the near future. Saving cash will be irrelevant. The U.S. dollar is hopeless. All right. It says AI and robotics impact must believe that tens of billions of humanoid robots and advanced AI will handle almost all physical and cognitive labor, leading to a world where he claims money won't matter. Where money won't matter. So why not just get a seed up in your body? Because it don't matter. And they're going to have complete control. They're going to be able to monitor and control everything you do. It says, in a timeline, he says he is confident that AI will exceed the collective intelligence of all humans by 2030, which is 4 years from now. That's the window. And he said, it says, which will rapidly change the workforce and economy. It says squirreling money is pointless, I guess that's saving. It says on podcasts like Moonshots with Peter Diamandis, he advised against traditional long-term saving for retirement. So this is a rich man, a famous rich man, talking about, there's going to be no need to retire. There's going to be no need to retire because it's going to be pointless. The dollar is hopeless. And he said by 2030, that's only 4 years from now. And four years will fly. And in the midst of all of this, you have what? You have a whole World War III brewing. All right? It says financial experts strongly disagree with Musk, advising people to continue saving for retirement, notes KTLA. It says critics argue this advice is dangerous for everyday people as it assumes a seamless transition to a utopian economy that may not materialize. But this is going to materialize because why? It's prophecy. It says research suggests that new technologies often fail to distribute wealth evenly, meaning an AI abundance might not benefit everyone equally. But that's why they're gonna have what? A universal basic income. See that, man, and this is all stage opposition. But these are all the keepers of the house. These are all people they're in the same financial realm. You telling people one thing, this guy telling people something else. So like, come on. This is but at the end of the day, it's what? It's prophecy. This is prophecy according to Yahawah BAHASHAM in the scriptures. This very same thing. Oh, ironically, this guy Elon Musk, he's a guy that ironically has a company that has CF technology implanted in people. So why not? Is this guy not going to be a guy that's going to have the RFID? He's already plugged into the financial the advancement of a new financial system. So that new financial system is going to imply what? The RFID. And he's gonna be like, yo, I already got the technology, I already got the blueprint to CIPS. He's up in and he's talking about the universal basic income. How you gonna get a universal basic income? Because if AI, and not just Elon Musk, you have other people talking about how AI is gonna take over these jobs. You had the one guy, the CEO, I think the CEO of Microsoft, he's talking about within the next 12 to 18 months that the AI is going to take over most, if not all, white-collar jobs. So that's a year and a half. And this guy talking about by 2030, that it's by 2030. Hold on, what did he say about 2030? It says the AI will exceed the collective intelligence of all humans by 2030, which will rapidly change the workforce and economy. Which means what? It's going to be no more jobs. And then in turn, they're going to say what? Well, then we're going to have a universal basic income. That's what we're going to have to do to offset this massive job loss, this massive economic system change. I'm going to go to an article, and then I'm going to go to the next topic, which is this whole thing with Iran. Because look, you got the RFID microchip, the B system, and then ultimately you have what? The third world that coming quickly. The Lord is clearly arranging, the Lord clearly is just letting the end speak and speak louder and louder. Okay, so they just... So this is from Yahoo Finance as well. It says, Elon Musk says you don't need to worry about saving for retirement. It says, as AI becomes an increasingly integral part of life, daily life, Elon Musk believes it will become so powerful that people won't need to save for retirement. On an episode of Moonshots with Peter Diamandis, Musk said, don't worry about like squirreling money away for retirement in like 10 or 20 years because it won't matter. And even before that, because he said by 2030, the AI can take over and change the workforce. It said the world's richest man, which he's not, but it said the world's richest man believes setting aside money for retirement is irrelevant because the workforce will completely change in a few short years. Thanks to artificial intelligence, AI, he's confident by 2030, AI will exceed the intelligence of all humans combined, but some experts disagree and encourage Americans to continue saving for retirement. So who's going to be right? Who's the one that's saying the right thing? Should we save or should we not? What are these people in this realm ever had the masses people situation their priority? Because what's it say? What if this dude is right? He's in the world, clearly in the know more than us. So is the world not leaning more towards it? It's not just Elon Musk saying this. You have a bunch of these companies. Look at all the layoffs happening within these companies like UPS, Amazon, laying off a whole shitload of people. Automation. So this guy, and it's like basically some robot shit. So it says, Musk says AI and robots will make goods and services nearly free. In an interview on Verdict with Ted Cruz, U.S. Senator Ted Cruz podcast, Musk said that goods and services people need will be almost free. Musk explained that tens of billions of robots that will make you anything or provide you any service you want for basically next to nothing. While that future might sound exciting, it doesn't sound realistic to finance experts. It says automation might lower the cost of gadgets or clothes, but it's not going to make healthcare free, guarantee affordable housing, or ensure that government policy stays stable, said Danny Ray, founder of Pinnacle, quote, the life insurance experts. But either way, even if the AI does or does not, they're clearly in the mind frame to the financial system we have now is clearly going to be changed. So, because if more businesses start to lay off, and if more businesses are shutting down, which will cause layoffs, where are people going to work and how are people going to make money? They're gonna have what? Oh, universal basic income. Basically, like similar to what was happening during the C-19 emic. You're not working, but you're getting the pay. And you're getting money directly sent to your account. So what's gonna happen in the future for that? That quickly gets etched out of here, and then you gonna get what? A C-HIP. And this nigga Elon Musk is already a person that has a company to where you can get C-HIPs implanted in your body. It's not RFID C-HIPs, but nonetheless, it's still C-HIP technology. And why not would he be a guy till he could just get into the regular C-HIP, RFID, because he's clearly talking about the financial system. So why would he not have his hands wrapped in that shit too? And that's where we at right now. And this is all prophecy. This is all prophecy. This is all according to the will of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Because look, what else is that? What's the other explanation? Ain't no explanation in the Quran. Ain't no explanation in Buddha. Ain't no explanation in Egyptology, Africa. Nothing. Wherever the fuck the Indians worship that elephant, whatever that, there ain't no explanation except for the scriptures, man. But get into one more topic. Now, and this is from the AI overview, right? So I seen I think it was a Doomsday Prep, Canadian prepper. He did a YouTube video and he talked about 600 warplanes and 150 cargo planes headed to the Middle East. Now I researched it, and this is what the AI overview says. So you remember, as of right now, I think there's a aircraft carrier over there already, and I believe another one is headed over there to the Middle East and from the tensions with Iran. So clearly, America might be attacking Iran very soon because they're sending a lot of artillery over there. They're sending a lot of shit over there. That clearly is a sign of war. All right. So in the AI overview, it says, as of mid-February, which we're in right now because yesterday was February 14th, so-called Valentine's Day, and it's 28 days in February. So it says, as of mid-February 2026, the U.S. has significantly increased its military presence in the Middle East due to rising tensions with Iran. This includes deployment of multiple carrier strike groups, such as the USS Abraham Lincoln and potentially USS Nimitz, and numerous Air Force fighters and cargo planes, including C-17s and KC-135 tankers. Naval Force 2 Nimitz-class aircraft carriers are operating in the region, bringing with them hundreds of F-35 and F-8-18 fighter jets, along with destroyers and submarines. The U.S. Air Force has moved dozens of cargo planes such as C-17A Globemaster III and C-5M Galaxy, and tanker aircraft KC-135, KC-46A into the region to support potential operations, particularly at bases in Qatar. The deployment is described as a defensive move to deter regional instability, protect U.S. forces, and provide capabilities for potential strike operations against Iranian threats. But wait a second. Why? But they're who, y'all on the defense or are they on the defense? Because why even going over there then? Because why? The fucking small hats, man. The least of the flock shall draw them out. It said this buildup reflects a major shift in military posture in response to heightened Iranian-Israeli conflicts and regional instability. See? Amalek. They're over there because of Amalek. Let's see if I can find an article. Hold on, hold up. So I read this article, and then I'm gonna get a scripture. So it says, The world. This is from Gulf News, and it reads, it says, the world's largest aircraft carrier, the U.S. Gerald R. Ford, has been ordered to sail from the Caribbean Sea to the Middle East. So I believe it's in Venezuela area. A person familiar with the plan said Thursday, so that was a few days ago, Thursday, as U.S. President Donald Trump weighs possible military action against Iran. But hold up, why you talking about possible if you're sending shit over there like that? That seems like it's for sure. Because what y'all going to just send them over there? If Iran talking about they don't want war and they're not attacking nobody, y'all seem like y'all coming over there to attack them. Y'all coming in their shit. And Iranians said that if y'all attack us, we're going to defend ourselves to the fullest extent. It ain't going to be like what happened in last June with the quote-unquote 12-day war. It said the deployment first reported by the New York Times will place 2 U.S. aircraft carriers and their accompanying warships in the region, intensifying U.S. pressure on Tehran over its nuclear program. The source spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss sensitive military movements. The USS Abraham Lincoln and 3 guided missile destroyers arrived in the Middle East more than 2 weeks ago. And now y'all sending more shit. Now y'all sending more shit. It said hold on, let me get, hold on. Oh, shit. Wrong device. Hold on. First, let me read this real quick. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 15. And it says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. So Esau, who does Elon, Persians. You got the shit going on there with the Arabians, the Ishmaelites. You got this whole shit going on with the Epstein files. Calamities upon the calamities being brought upon Esau and all the heathens that live deliciously with him, man. All these heathens that live deliciously with the beast, with the whore. It said, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. Now, what is the day of the Lord? The day of the Lord is going to be what? That day that burned the elements with fervent heat. What's going to bring upon that fervent heat? The nuclear missiles. The same very topic why Iran and Israel are having their issues. What is it? What is the thing with Iran? Oh, their nuclear program. They can't have nuclear weapons. And what are the nuclear weapons entail of? Fire. Rockets, missiles. You see what's like? It's right there. It's like literally right there. And verse 16 it says, Obadiah 1 and 16 it says, for as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been, because the Lord is going to take y'all heathens completely down. Mad notches. Not just a notch. He's going to take you down a nice amount of notches, man. It just says be though as that you had not been. So ain't going to be no more China. Ain't going to be no more Russia. Ain't going to be no more sovereignty for you other nations. America's going to be completely destroyed. Israel's going to get destroyed, but that's going to be built back up. But this land here ain't going to be built back up. All you other nations, all you other Edomites in the surrounding countries, like you NATO countries, you EU countries, Moab, Ishmael, Elon, y'all all going to go in the same, because why? YAHAWASHI going to come back in the midst of all y'all fighting each other. Remember, the Israelites don't got no dog in this fight. But it's funny because we're going to win the war under YAHAWASHI, because YAHAWASHI is going to be the one to fuck y'all up. That's why the Lord said the day of the Lord is upon all the heathen. They're going to drink. They're going to drink. They're going to swallow down. And it's going to be as though they had not been. And what's the major reason why these heathens going to go down? For what they did to his people. The Israelites, the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, Native Americans, the people of the descent of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Lord's chosen seed on the earth. That's still on the earth. And not those people that's over there in the land of Israel right now. Clearly, that's not the real Israelites. They fit another description. Okay, hold on. Let me get something real quick. What's that? You gotta go to it. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9, and it reads, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Now, is that not what they're doing? And they're not preparing war. They're not sending that shit over there just to sit over there for years. Clearly, eventually, this shit is going to spark off. This is going to pop. It's going to pop off. You're going to hear like, oh, they're fighting now. You're going to hear, oh, they have the RFID hip, and you're going to have to get it to buy or sell. These are prophecies. These are things that the Lord said he declared from the beginning. Visions that prophets saw. They saw the times we live in now. These are the latter days. These are the latter years. This is a time upon the return of YAHAWASHI, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, due to the signs that we're seeing. These are the signs that the Lord said that should be the signal of his soon returning. You see how wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes in diverse places, uproars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, Matthew the 24th chapter. And the Lord said, what? I tell you the truth, for these things must come to pass. They have to bring out the seer. They have to bring out this technology. They have to get rid of the dollar. They have to get rid of fiat currency. They have to bring a whole digital currency, because why? That's part of that's the beast system in itself. And then you have to have the mark of the beast implanted in your body. All right. It says, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up, because that's what's happening. Wake up the mighty men. Get the troops ready. What did P-Hacks say? Fuck all that woke shit. Fuck all that TG shit. Fuck all that shit. Prepare for war. Washington is preparing for war. Russia is preparing for war. China is preparing for war. Ishmael, Saudi Arabia, Japan, Philippines, South Korea, North Korea, India, Pakistan, they're all preparing for war. I don't give a fuck how much they don't want to. The Lord is going to make you. Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is going to make you. And clearly your gods have no say-so. Because are you not seeking counsel to your gods? Because if you don't want the war, why is it y'all just continue to prepare for war? Because it's prophecy of the one true living God. The one true living God said, no, y'all going to go to war. For my will, thy will, his will should be done. Joel chapter 3, verse 10, and it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. Let the weak say I'm strong. Hey, Iran, little old Iran. You got these small hats fucking shitting bricks from fear of Iran's nuclear program. And then they got America in it. And remember, they already had a little skirmish last year. And that's not how it ends. Yeah, that was a little prelude, but each time it's gonna escalate. It's gonna escalate and escalate. So where there ain't gonna be no just, oh, they're just doing that and then everybody just living their life normally. No. You have an immense number of US military going to the Middle East. So it means there's no peace in the Middle East. And it's not just the Middle East. You still got the whole thing with China and Taiwan. You still got the whole thing with Russia and Ukraine going down. There's a lot of war fronts. There's a lot of things going on. So America's about to be spread thin because America want to be like, oh, we the super army. We going to be in everybody's business. I ain't hear much about them still trying to take Greenland, but that was a thing at one point. Joel chapter 3, verse 11. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. And that's what's happening right now. And that's why everybody's heading to that region. Heading to that region. You got America. And then you got Russia and China involved. They talk about we're standing with Iran. You got the whole what's them niggas? The United Emirates or whatever the fuck it's called, Islamic Republic. Hell, and then on top of all of this stuff, you got the whole shit going on with the Epstein files, all these government officials, all these high people of high society being called out in the Epstein files, talking about the whole thing with the doing stuff to children, eating human flesh, pure wickedness, pure just disgusting. And it's all coming out. Because why? The skirt's being lifted on these devils. We're coming to they can't come back from this. That's how we know we at the end. Because these devils can't come back from the things being exposed. And that's a good thing. That's the power of YAHAWASHI, because they didn't consider their latter end. They thought their houses shall continue forever. And they still do think it. They think they somehow gonna come out on top in this. No, you're not. Yahawashi, neither are you other nations. Yahawashi and the Israelites are gonna come out on top. The same people that everybody on earth has been vexing, man, oppressing. That's who's gonna come out on top. The Israelites. All right. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 12, and it reads, "Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about." See, Jehoshaphat, that's over there in the region of the Middle East, Jerusalem, Israel. And ironically, who's at the forefront of this whole Iran and America thing? Why is America going over there to Iran to help who? To help who? Them fucking small hats. And what did the Lord say about the small hats who are Amalek? The Lord shall have war with Amalek from generation to generation. That's where we at. Because now he's in the land, he's in the Holy Land, and he's defiled it, doing nothing according to what the God of the Jews should be doing. And that's why the Lord is just having this war brew more and more and more. He having this financial system collapse, this about to collapse, and the whole thing with the beef system is about to come about. That's where we at. There's not that many more moves for this devil to make. Hold up. And it says, going back to this article about the ships over to the Middle East, it says the move marks a rapid turnaround for the USS Ford, which Trump has sent from the Mediterranean Sea to the Caribbean in October as the administration built a significant military presence in preparation for a surprise raid last month that captured then Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. The deployment also contrasts with Trump's previously stated national security strategy, which emphasized the Western Hemisphere over other global regions. Trump told media earlier this week that he was considering sending a second carrier strike group to the Middle East, underscoring the possibility of further military escalation if diplomatic efforts fail. And I just heard that Iran, whatever America brought to them, they said they rejected it. Because I think part of it was they had to cease their nuclear program for 3 to 6 years. Like, just basically put that shit they basically like bring it to a halt. And the Iranians said, no, fuck that, man. Because not too long ago, the Iranians said our nuclear program is not negotiable. We're not going to stop it just because you ask, just because you say. And if you threaten us or you attack us, then expect a retaliation. That's why they're sending the most they can over there right now, man. All right? And all that, the Iranians still ain't attack you. So who's really the aggressor, man? And the whole world sees this. You're going over to their area because of what these small hats said to help them. But what about what they're doing to the fucking Palestinians? But it said that America alone from 2020 to 2025 has given them small hats $40 billion while the fucking America crumbles. While the American people can't afford rent. While the American people can't afford food. You're sending them $40 billion. And I don't give a fuck if it's, it's military aid. Fuck that. You saying that it's worth $40 billion. Nonetheless. What did Tupac say? They got money for war but can't feed the poor. Here it is. America is crumbling right before your very eyes. And there's ways to make it better. But you are not. Because why? This place is done. The Lord said what? It was a golden cup in the Lord's hand. So now the Lord is putting the focus elsewhere, and America is going to feel the brunt of the Lord taking the cup, taking the mirth out of this place. Because now it's time for judgment. This is the great whore that should be judged. That's America. Babylon the Great. Well, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. They can't come back from the Epstein shit. They can't come back from all this World War III. They can't come back from this. What's going to happen? What? Everybody just what? Everybody just, all right, so in that time, and then everybody just say, yeah, you know what? Let's all stop this. No. This is the Lord's will. The Lord said what? It is my determination to gather the nations for the great and dreadful day, that day that shall burn like an oven. That's the day of the Lord. That's the day of the God of the Bible, whose name is YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. And that day is fast approaching every day. All the signs point to it. So it said the USS Ford set out on deployment in late June 2025, meaning its crew will have been at sea for about 8 months by the time it arrives. How long the ship will remain in the Middle East is unclear, but the move extends what is already an unusually long deployment. The White House did not immediately respond to a request for comment, and that's the end of the article. See? And they've reached no deal. They've reached no deal. So, hold up. What did the Lord say? Proclaim this among the Gentiles, right? Let's go to Isaiah. Oops. Isaiah 13. What's that? 13 and 5. Oh, here we go. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 6. Now it says the actual term, the day of the Lord. It says, "How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty." Now, if you go to church, I don't know what they say the day of the Lord is going to be, but I don't think they be saying this. When I used to go to church when I was younger, a little bullshit Christian church, I never heard them bring up Isaiah. They always bring up Psalm 23. They talk about Paul and the Gentiles, and they talk about the Lord, and they talk about David and Goliath, and but they never talked about prophecy. They never spoke about prophecy. And it says what? Yahawashai, who the world called Jesus, is the spirit of what? Spirit of prophecy. They weren't giving no warning from the Lord. These pastors don't say America's Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon that's mentioned in the Bible, the book of Revelation, the New Testament. Here it is from Revelation. But you go back to actual Babylon, that's a long time in between. And in that time, in Revelation was written, Babylon the Great wasn't even established yet. It wasn't even established yet. That was still during the Roman Empire. It said, "Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another, their faces shall be as flames." Verse 9 of Isaiah chapter 13, it says, "Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate." And what land is going to be laid desolate? America, Babylon the Great, because it said the burden of Babylon. And it's not talking about ancient Babylon. Because I believe when, I think, what is it, Jeremiah, I believe either 50 or 51 or 49, it talks about it shall be made wildly desolate. But the land of Babylon, after the land, which is modern day Iraq, after that place went down, it was inhabited again. So it clearly can't be talking about ancient Babylon land. It's talking about the times we're in now. Because why? You got to equate now the prophecy of Revelation 13, the 16th verse. That didn't happen in ancient Babylon. And because if John wrote that during the Roman Empire, and that was a future prophecy, what in the future fits that besides America? Wasn't that much time. Because you have from the Roman Empire to America, it wasn't a lot of wiggle room for this prophecy to have taken place. All right. Okay, that's good. Hey, when you jump down to verse 19, it says, in Babylon, this future prophecy with Babylon we in now, it says in Babylon, Isaiah 13 and 19, it says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency shall be as when YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, what did it say? Was that Revelation 11 chapter? The city that is spiritually Sodom and Egypt? Now, remember, this is after Babylon. This is after the ancient Babylon kingdom went down. So it can't be talking about back then, because the Babylon back then went down a different way. It didn't have the great destruction to it. The land wasn't made wildly desolate. Hell, it's inhabited right now, as we speak. Oh shit, what was I thinking of? Stay in Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 1. And it reads, come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. Verse 2, for the indignation, which is righteous anger, of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. Now, what's that about? Tell me, where's the love in that? Where's when the Lord coming to save all people? If the Lord said his wrath is upon, his indignation is upon all the nations and their armies. What the fuck do America got? A U.S. army? What do China got? An army? What do Russia got? An army? Iran, North Korea, South Korea, they all got armies. The fucking small heads, they got an army. They got military. Verse 3, and it says, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. Mountains, these governments. And before the actual destruction comes, look at the calamity that the Lord is bringing upon Esau right now. All the exposure, the whole this thing with the Epstein files is not looking good for y'all. It's not looking good. It's looking very, 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 very bad. Very bad. Very, very, very bad. I mean, chopping up little babies, eating human flesh, all this trafficking, all this crazy stuff that is very, very disdain in this world. That the very people doing it have locked up other people. But here it is, behind closed doors, you've been doing the worst. The worst. Hollywood, corporate world, sports world. It ain't just Epstein. It's more. It's all y'all motherfuckers, man. You think he was the only one? He was the only one? Come on, are you kidding me? I'm gonna jump down to verse. I'm reading verse 4. It says, "And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as a leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree." Because why? When that nuclear fire hit, that shit gonna burn everything. It's gonna be a high fire. And it said the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. That the mushroom cloud, when the nuclear shit hit, or when the shit hits, it makes like looks like a scroll. Same thing mentioned in the book of matter of fact, hold up. Let me get Revelation 6. And let me get that in there. Oops. Revelation 6. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 14. Yeah, 14. And it says, "And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Now that's figuratively, and it's gonna be the real thing, because these devils, they gonna go on the ground. So it means their government, their hegemony is all brought down, man. Hell, it's being brought down right now because why? All this Epstein file shit got all you government officials, all you corporate motherfuckers, all the rich, basically the rich and powerful. The Lord is bringing y'all down to naught, to nothing. Now your whole image is tainted. Now it's done for you. You're done. And it says, in the heaven departed as Revelation 6:14, it says, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Verse 15, here it gets good. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. These motherfuckers gonna be hiding from, and what they gonna be hiding from? Yeah, it's gonna be civil unrest, but what's the ultimate end game? The ultimate end game is what? This shit burns. And it says, and said to the mountains, and it says rich, the mighty men and chief captains. That's why you think all these rich people going into these bunkers. But it says, and said to, in verse 16, it says, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. And who is that? That's YAHAWASHI, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. That's who they gonna be scared of. So are you talking about how the Lord is gonna come back and save everybody when it says right here that a lot of people are gonna be hiding? Why are you gonna be hiding for something that's supposed to be good for you? It says, Revelation chapter 6, verse 17, it says, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? And that's the time we live in. The great day of the Lord, his wrath has come. We're just waiting for the actual manifestation of it. Because every day that passes, we getting closer to that happening. Every day. Not a day goes past, it's not a day closer to the day of the Lord. No matter what you want, no matter what you think, no matter what you believe, prophecy comes to pass no matter what. And whatever you thinking, whatever you believe, the Lord has put that in your mind to believe and think that very thing. I'm just thankful that the Lord has me believe in the truth and believe and trust in him. And I pray that the Lord continues through the Spirit, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, Rabbi Amam, increase my faith, build me up in the faith, and allow me to endure until the very end. Because we're coming into the times where you're going to need the full armor of the Lord, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, in your corner. All right? So, with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the Apostles of Israel, aka the Apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom.